2012 runners-up Poland make their 2022 debut. They take on Hong Kong, China.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, lovely day outside, but so many attractions of a pool variety indoors, and that's why we are so excited, especially about this opening match. I think one of the most difficult to forecast in the entire first round. I think Carl and Jeremy Jones were quite correct to tip Poland, but even though they are favourites, they're by no means certainties, because Hong Kong, China, represented by Lo Ho Sum and Robbie Capito, they could easily progress here. I'm not going to say cause an upset, because it wouldn't be that much of a shock.
And there's a lot of balls on the table, so good things can happen. Hit it a little bit too thin. He wasn't trying to pot it, he was trying to play the one onto the rail just for the distance.
Whatever occurs today for Capito, it's less of a dramatic entrance for him than when he played at the UK Open. He was suffering from COVID-19, thought he'd got to miss the trip from Hong Kong, but he got negative results, was able to board a flight. He arrived the morning of day one, dashed from Heathrow across London, got there with about an hour to spare, immediately played, and in the end he went reasonably deep at the UK Open.
Tricky shot this, because he's hampered by the green 6. I'm just wondering if he's going to play the cue ball off 4 rails, swing it round, come off that top rail. Let's have a look. Is he going 4 rails? He's done 3 and he's played this well. Even if it finds the rail, he played it well indeed. It was all about making sure he left his partner a shot, and they could see he was striking down on the cue ball. So the opening shot of every rack, you do get a little bit more time just to weigh up your options, and they've had a good chat. So let's see what he's going for. Playing safe, cue ball over towards the 8, 3 on the bottom rail, speed looks good. And that's a nice shot. Not easy to play that type of shot when you're still getting a feel of this TV table. Pretty decent crowd in today as well, Phil. And it's absolutely scorching outside, isn't it?
And the forecast is for the temperatures to rise up until the warmest day of the week on Friday.
This is Lo Ho Sum. Got to the final of the World Pool Masters this season not long ago over in Gibraltar. Lost to Joshua Filler in the final. Very good player. Sort of come of age just this year, really. Looked a little bit edgy at the World Championships on the TV table, but he's settled in well. He's gone for the bank shot. Jump bank, it's close. It's gone. What a shot. He's got to be tempted at the bank shot now on the 4 ball. It looks pretty set up. It's going to go close. Look how much he had to get there. Height on that. He was so close to the 8. He's going into a nice wide pocket. Thought about staying up, but we do say this a lot on the opening couple of days of any major tournament. The balls are going to slide. And look at this. It's exhibition pool at the moment for Hong Kong, China. This is why 9-ball is such an exciting game to watch, because we're going to be a little bit picky. Maybe that's a hair short of pace. But it's still okay for Lo Ho Sum here. Still an easy shot to get on the 8. He's under it a little bit though. I thought he was going to play for the 8 in the top left pocket. If you're playing for the bottom left, just hit the cue ball hard low. It could go anywhere up table and leave yourself a shot. So that's a mental error.
Extension, please.
Yeah, that positional shot was anywhere but short.
Even if the cue ball would have landed on the kitchen line or the bulk line, he would have left the pot. So this is a thin one. He's playing well enough to tell us he's going to take care of this, but you never know. And again, it's in, and a little bounce off the rail is going to make this unmissable. It's been a strong, strong start.
It would be wrong for the Polish to have pre-match a defeatist mentality, but human nature would surely dictate that they would look at the draw and think, why us? This is one of the toughest first-round draws a seeded team could have.
Bank shot into the bottom left is on, but that is not easy to get. The 4 balls in the middle of the table, so he would have position. It's a big shot. He's not taking it on. He's just splitting the balls. It was never going to be easy to get the cue ball behind the 8, but just biding a bit more time.
Capito's been playing the game since he was 2 years old. Bought a mini table from a toy shop. And he played in a pool room for the first time when he was age 5. So already at the age of 20, soon to turn 21, he's something of a veteran. Born in Hong Kong, of course, but both of his parents were of Filipino descent.
There is a lot of strong, strong world-class pool players at such a young age. Gone for the bank shot. And what a shot. This has been a high-standard, quality match so far. Poland was under pressure. Fortunski fires the bank in. I think the only part of the one he can hit, he's just a little bit worried that maybe it's going to run into the 8. If he could hit enough of this one where it's going to miss the 8 ball, sort of there, you would think the safety shot's easy, so he's undecided. Is the one going to bounce? It is, so it was a poor shot in the end. I think he might have played the bank as well.
The word solid is overused in sports commentary, but I always think it absolutely fits Mieszko Fortunski to a T.
I wouldn't necessarily play that straight away. You could maybe roll out into it. He fancies it though, doesn't he? He's having a good look. He's going to be playing this shot. It's just a little close to the top rail where he can't pot this ball. All he's trying to do is cross the cue ball over the left side of the path and stick the one on the right hand side rail. It was a dangerous shot, and that is why. So the double kiss, it was a brave shot to take on. Not many players would have took that shot on, I don't believe. He's desperate to try and draw this cue ball round, but it will slide on you. That might be okay upstairs on the practice table, but this is a little different down here because of the slide. He's got to watch this corner pocket on the scratch. He's got to watch this corner pocket on the scratch. Oh my word, what a mistake.
And what a call. Call the King boys. What a call that was, mate.
could see right at the beginning he was desperate to play that shot, but on this table, the slide off the rail is going to change the angle. How costly is that mistake going to be?
It looked for all the world as though the lead was going to change hands for the third time in the match.
Poland wins the rack.
But Poland are now back in front. What a moment that was. The scratch from Loho Sum. In the final analysis, will he really come to regret that? Poland 5, Hong Kong, China 4.
This is obviously very easy, but you just never know. It only go wrong if you underhit position. And if you're thinking about underhitting it, maybe sometimes you end up overhitting it. Doesn't want to get too much right spin on this and scratching the right side. Oh, this is delightful. This is just perfect. Really is. He can actually hold and play the 9 ball in the bottom left. Or if he chooses to, he'll come over to the other side of the table and play it in the right. I think he'll probably just hold it. Decides to go over. Personal preference. What a performance this has been. We're 3-1 down as well, Phil.
As a collective, the seeded teams in this year's World Cup of Pool retain a 100% record. Hong Kong, China pushed Poland hard. It was all about the scratch on the 6th ball in rack 9. After that, though, the Poles pulled away. Hong Kong, China played well, but not well enough. Poland are through by a margin of 7 racks to 4. They play USA next.
Greece featuring Alex Kazakis are in action in our second match. And what a match. They face Cyprus.
Thank you, Michael, as always. JJ, fantastic first match there.
Yeah, it's like you said, the match in the first round so far, and maybe difficult for these two teams to really keep up with the last one, but we expect a lot out of the Greece for sure. Don't know much about Cyprus, but we definitely know about these two, Economopoulos and Kazakis.
Greece wins the line.
Yeah, of course, he's a winner of the World Pool Masters. He lost in a horrible final where he probably should have beat David Alcade, so he could have been a 2-time champ. But he's a 1-time champ, and at the recent World 9-Ball Championships, he got to the semi-finals, losing out to eventual winner SVB. Big shot coming up here, though. Cue ball's got to fly around the table. Oh, this looks good, JJ.
Yeah, we saw a similar shot yesterday. I believe it was Czech Republic. They ended up way short, not understanding the table, and Kazakis is not going to get fooled.
Well, Nikos has got to like where that cue ball finished on the 7th. Greece off and running in this local derby, and that was a nice rack as they high-five each other. Kind of funny, yesterday I bumped into Kazakis and Economopoulos walking into the venue, and the first time I'd seen him, JJ, and I said, oh, good to see you guys. I think you're going to go real deep this year, I've got a good feeling. And they were stood with 2 guys, and they sort of waved. They said, oh, they're playing us first round. I felt a little silly.
Timing, right? Life's all about timing. All right, good clearance so far, and like I said, very confident with the cue. Taking this in the corner, it looks like. So he's got to kind of shove the cue ball a little bit forward. And now the side pocket.
Yeah, I think his partner just told him, play in the side, buddy. JJ, that tells us Greece are going to have to tighten up a little bit.
We had had about 5 dry breaks from the right rail yesterday. Oh, an awful kiss.
That hurts when you're a pool player and a random ball kisses the cue ball into the drink. That really hurts.
Start the clock, please.
Yeah, at least it wasn't much of a sweat there, Carl. It got knocked in, and we all knew it as soon as it got kissed. There was no slow roll to the pocket. Can be a really brutal game at times, especially the break shot, it seems.
Yeah, for me with the shot clock, Kazakas should maybe say in like 20 seconds left, or then say 15, and then Nikos knows the beep's going to come.
Watch out. Oof. Maybe too much as well. And I'll tell you, if you look at when the timeouts are taken, you'd be surprised how often it's just kind of an easier situation. They just kind of let the clock management get away from them. Could make this in the side. Or the corner.
Well, if there's any good news, it's not going to be easy to get on this 9 ball for Cyprus, that is, of course.
Yeah, he's just got to realize he's got a straight shooter on his hip, that being Nico. So I think this shot on the 7 just going back and forth can get away from you.
Playing for the bank. He's going to go into a biggish pocket from this angle.
Yeah, should be able to hold the cue ball on the rail as well. He made a couple little adjustments there. Something you don't see from the pros too often.
Yeah, I think he likes to play this shot and kill the cue ball. He's missed it. Has he fluked it? He hasn't. Where's he going to finish? It's not going to go over the pocket, so Cyprus, well, they're back at the table. That's all you want.
You have to make a tough shot up in the corner. Side pocket really not playable from here.
Big moments. Big moments. It looks good. And it is good. 2-2. Mistake from Greece. Allows Cyprus to tie this match up. Brabin seems to be a good potter, doesn't he? It was him who slotted the 9 ball in, so he's getting down for this 3. Yeah, and there's another one.
Well, he's been very confident with the stroke as well. Just a couple pre-strokes and then firing. And I'll tell you another thing, see how still they've been through impact, and that's a sign of guys getting pretty comfortable. Here's sometimes you don't get much movement on the cue ball.
Yeah, I think it's crucial in this event. Don't get giddy with the cue ball, just make it. Yeah, just like that. I know he's not left his partner anything easy, but at least he's at the table. This is horrible.
Yeah, the Rasan with the thick slate, it jumps easy. So if you aim a little thin there, a little overhit, you could easily lose the cue ball off the table. What a tough play this is here.
Is he playing the pot, JJ?
Well, he's elevating, so I got to believe so. A safety, you would think he's rolling in the cue ball, but...
Could he roll the cue ball towards the 8 and bank the purple up towards the brown 7?
I like that. I would consider it. I may even just roll it by the 8 and put it behind the 7, right?
He likes to attack the table, but this is a 1 out of 10, surely. Oh, Nikos, you're back, buddy, you're back.
Yeah, he's definitely been the class between the 2 guys from Greece so far.
Greece have potted double the amount of balls, which is quite an unusual stat, really, because Cyprus have been well in this match. The bank. Oh, nice cue ball position as well. He's good. Kazakis has come to the party.
And really, I think, I don't know if you call it flair or what you want, how you want to label it, but whatever Nikos is doing out there is responding well for his partner.
It's a good rack. It's the Greeks high five, and they know it. They're out there living it. Yeah, and it was a poor break off as well. He actually made 2 balls. I thought he'd just fluked a random ball. He did make the wing ball, so it was actually a pretty good break in the end, but he's missed a kick. Wow. I thought he could see that ball, JJ.
I think he could have. I think he could have cheated the pocket with top right English. Yeah, he went 3 inches right of the 6 ball, so that tells me I think he could have gotten at the 1, just trying to make things a bit easier, playing it real first, and it may cost him this first match and their ride through the World Cup.
Extension code.
He's feeling it though, because this is just a nice natural angle. Just play it with, I mean, just a hair of left spin if you like.
Yeah, I think on the slick table, just straight top is perfect.
Yeah, maybe even straight top, like JJ says, 2 rails. I mean, I don't blame him for settling himself down. If you're feeling edgy, it's the correct thing to do. But this match is over, folks. And I think overall, JJ, it's been a good performance, hasn't it? The man who we thought might lead this team, Kazakis, looked a little shaky. Good to see Nikos Economopoulos back. The seeds go marching on. Cyprus, you played your part in that match. You really did, but unlucky. You've lost 7-4 in the end to a team that we may just see go all the way, JJ. What do you make of that performance?
Yeah, great performance from Greece, and like many of the seeds, I think they're only going to get better and better. And hang your heads high there, Cyprus. You fought hard.
And the opening session on day 2 is completed when former finalists, the Netherlands, go up against Morocco.
Thank you, Michael. Quite simply, it would be one of the seismic shocks in the history of the World Cup of Pool if the Netherlands did not win this match. They are comfortably expected to get through. As for Morocco, it's all a learning process, and what a great experience it is for these 2 players. Mai Sharif Zini, El Abedin, and Imad Langnawi. And I think that's one of the most appalling attempts at a lag I've ever seen.
Well, probably a bit of nerves.
Thank you, the first rack.
We'll shake that one off
Netherlands
right along with the man from Morocco. And this is where things will differ a little bit. Bijsterbosch will play the 4 behind the 5, I believe. Mildly. Oh, he's going with it firm with the bank. What a shot.
Oh, wow. Wow, what a shot.
That's more like the nails that we're used to seeing. Just perfect little position down there.
Just narrowly go by the purple 5 and hit the center cut of the pocket. on the bank from Bush.
Yeah, the bank itself was impressive. But when you think about the tiny tolerance he had to get past the other ball, it was excellent.
Team Netherlands wins the first game.
And that's the start we expected. The Dutch off to a flyer. Morocco, well, it's going to be, I think, for them, a baptism of fire.
Doesn't have anything go too terribly wrong. These players are, you know, as great as they are, it's hard to always figure out, especially if the shot's a little difficult, you know, what part of the pocket I'm hitting the object ball into. That really matters on the speed of the cue ball and the line of the cue ball. So a lot of people don't realize how much gut instinct really goes into our sport, just like other sports, you know, more of the reactionary kind of sports, right? Like basketball, tennis, anything that's got movement.
Yeah, and these guys aren't taking anything for granted. You saw Mark take a little piece of lint off the table. Doesn't want to let anything go wrong. They're also taking their time between shots. You know, you never see that in like a league match or a bar or anything. It's just shot, shot, shot. But these guys are really surgically careful, and I think that's what has led to them being so successful over the years.
Well, we've had some huge favorites in some of these early matches, of course, but from what I've seen so far, probably none bigger than this match. And one thing that, you know, the Netherlands can do here is find their pace of play, you know, to go on further in this event.
JJ, as usual, is spot on. This is a chasm in experience between these two teams. And right now, Morocco have big problems. You see, their opponents, the Dutch, are flying. They lead 3-0.
A little more speed. And went light on the light side. It's always going to be a pretty easy make for Mark. Kind of like the last match in my mind, but of course Kazakis with a little bigger name than Nikos at the moment, but Nikos really showed his class and really played the stronger between the two, and I kind of see the same thing between Bisterbosch and Niels here in this match so far.
Absolutely. Bisterbosch must really look up to Niels. I mean, he's been a pro since almost as long as Bisterbosch has been alive. He's seen Niels just wreck people at the Mosconi Cup and two-time World Masters champ. This must be pretty cool playing with your hero.
And the good thing for them, it's nothing new. It's not their debut as a team, and they've certainly played a lot of pool together through the years back in Holland.
And the beat goes on. The Netherlands now 4-0 ahead, more than halfway to victory. 8 years on, can they finally break through and win this thing?
False stroke.
Well, those balls pocketed by Morocco is going to change here shortly, and it'll change a pretty easy table. You don't have to go up table with the cue ball at all. Not much movement, so nice rack for them to maybe get on the board.
Jerry, when someone's scratched and the balls are like this, does the phraseology roadmap apply here?
Yeah, this one's pretty easy. Anytime there's limited cue ball travel, it's just making sure you're keeping your wit about where the cue ball needs to be. And
Beautiful. Wow, Morocco is really looking a lot stronger, like a completely different team from the first rack when they just missed 2 balls in a row.
done. We've not had a whitewash in this year's tournament so far, and that is going to remain the case. Morocco have a rack on the board. Bosch to Bosch, the breaker extraordinaire, scratched off the break, and Morocco did the rest.
You know, routines, I think, are built by a lot of little mild information. You know, you don't want to overload too much. Oh, worry about position so much. Worry about making it. You know, you just a little information here and there. Just you feed the brain, and that way you're constantly kind of busy doing something, but you're not really, like, keying on too much.
False stroke.
And that was a little bit of his fault there. Anytime you move that cue ball towards the side, your chances really enhance of a bad kiss.
That is a tragedy. Just when Morocco got a point on the board. It's not a bad break other than the scratch, but man, that's gotta suck for Morocco. And when you're coming to the table for the first time as a pair, you can select either player to take the shot on. Is that right?
We had an infraction yesterday. Can't remember which team it was exactly that shot out of turn. And it...
Argentina.
That's right. That's right. And I believe you can because we do rotate the break as well, right? So the order does get mixed as the break shot gets taken. He may have made this.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Come on. Morocco gets no love from the gods of pool. But he's smiling about it. You know, that's the mark of a well-balanced human being who can get luck that bad and still be at least a little cheerful about it. My Sharif, way to go.
Yes, I can tell all of the pool fans you'll enjoy seeing Nopon Sankam and Tepchaya and Nu play for Thailand, the two snooker players. Apart from being very talented, they are just wonderful individuals, really nice guys. Banks of charisma.
Yeah, I heard very fun to watch play as well. Got a nice rhythm. Okay, funny little shot here. Does he go to the right side of the 9 or the left? He's got a choice. Just got to be clear cut. Again, he can kind of kill the ball with draw, or he can come some 2 to 3 rails around the 9. Preference here.
Beautiful shot from Mark. He is really destroying the competition here.
The runaway, a very simple victory for Holland. Much like Bing Crosby and Bob Hope all those years ago, the losers, I'm afraid, hit the road to Morocco. As for Holland, they go through to the last 16 and do not discount their chances of going all the way, even though blocking their path next will be the mighty Germans. It is 7-1 for the Netherlands over Morocco.